All right, family. We live once again with the general. You already know it's about to be fire. You understand? We got a powerful one today, the white scholar who exposed the black presence in ancient America. Yeah, we got some fire today. Before we get started, I want y'all to get on over there. We got the link right there in the video description. Patreon, over 500 exclusive family, over 500 exclusive live streams, unlike any other presentations you ever seen before. You know it's fire. Get over there. You can, matter of fact, we're going to have an exclusive preview right here on YouTube today, you understand, of a Patreon presentation. So most definitely we're going to be broadcasting from Patreon on YouTube. So make sure you're in the house. To all the family out there, get over to kingseti.com online marketplace, official General SETI products, t-shirts, DVDs, African and Kemetic jewelry. You know we got some fly material over there. Make sure you check out the exclusive videos, YouTube videos right here. You can become a member on my YouTube page and get access to exclusive material. And make sure you get the videos a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will get banned. That's right, family. So we in the house today. This is a very this area of studying ancient America, black ancient America. You see, it's been a passion of mine now for over 20, even longer than that. But dealing with putting the lectures together over 20 some odd years. You see, where I done collected, my lecture information, the facts. You see the visuals, outstanding visuals, and just the endless amount of information that I got in my head on the subject where I could just freestyle, you see, and get you where you need to go to get to the information you need to get to. You feel what I'm saying? And so, this scholar, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, the guy's name is Alexander von Wuthenau. You see, he's still a Neanderthal, but what this Neanderthal did, you see what I'm saying, is that he had the biggest collection of African artifacts from the Americas. He had over, I believe, it was 10,000 pieces. You see statues and things of that nature, from the smallest to some larger statues, masks, and all of these things that he had compiled. I don't know how long he had to been doing it for, a long time, but he had compiled the largest collection in the Americas of African artifacts. You see, and so this is just another example, and you got people that gonna come after. You understand? Motherfucker don't even know who the man is. You see what I'm saying? They trying to co-opt. You see, all this research done been done before them, trying to co-opt. You see, and try to add people's research to you understand, their way of thinking and shit, because they don't have no research. And so by not having any goddamn research, you in the position where you got to co-opt and say, oh, this is my research. This is who this is. This is not African. This is something other than that. But everybody that did the original research said what it was. And here you got people who have no research trying to co-opt and try to get themselves legitimacy. And that's why a lot of people co-opt ancient Egypt, because they don't have no megaliths or no ancient material of their own. And by connecting themselves and attaching themselves to ancient Egypt, it somehow give them some legitimacy. Like the Hebrews say, they built pyramids in Egypt. Ain't built one in Israel, but they didn't build all these pyramids or whatever temples that they said that they built in Egypt, and we can't find one in Israel. You see, so that's the the joke of a lot of these these groups out here that try to co-opt. Now so what are we doing here is we giving credence to the fact that most people already know that the Africans have been coming back and forth. The statues is quite evident. You see what I'm saying? Because some of these statues, when you start looking at the noses and lips, extreme. And so, that's all love with the black race. We have extremes, you understand? And you got extremes. You got many variations of black people, all beautiful. We're not negating nothing. All beautiful. You see variations, but then you have them extremes, meaning that you're not going to find nobody else that have phenotypes like that. You see what I'm saying? And so how we got variations of our big beautiful lips, and some of them got some they swole. You feel what I'm saying? And swole. You understand? Ain't no disputing who it is. There's no disputing. A lot of people try to say don't look at the art form, or the phenotype. This is this is how they try to get out of explaining that this is African. They say, well, many groups can have that phenotype, but if they took that goddamn statue and put it on a wanted poster, they damn sure wouldn't go pick up no goddamn Caucasian. You see what I'm saying? So they are no damn Indian or nothing like that. They ain't gonna go. So if they seen that same picture, but they say if you see it and it look like an African, you can't say it's an African because a lot of people had that phenotype. That's that's the way of them that them trying to wiggle out of the fact of what it is. Ain't no goddamn because we got extreme features that you just in the hair alone. Anytime you see the woolly hair, you already know we there. What depending no matter where, how, that's us. You see what I'm saying? We the only people on the race. Majority of the whole planet, one way or another, got straight hair. You see what I'm saying? You go into Asia, but when you see that that African, that pure Negro hair, you talking about woolly hair. That's what you're looking at. Okay. And that really, is significant. And so, and many of these statues most definitely, show us that, but we already know this. We got video coming up, but we already know this. Okay. And there's a lot of significance, but we're going to talk about it because again, we got a presentation today where I'm doing a Patreon presentation, but I'm gonna broadcast it on all my channels so family can get a taste of this exquisiteness. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be heavy, heavy visuals, and that's where I do most of my heavy visuals. You feel what I'm saying? And so yeah, so it's a lot of critical shit that niggas is not gonna talk about, that they don't even know about, can't know about, because their mind ain't that deep into the study. This would take 20 and 30 years worth of research to get to this point. So motherfuckers not gonna know. All motherfuckers gonna talk about where they look, and most people say, oh, the black people here is based on the statue. It's more than the motherfucking statues. You see, it's the culture that was being practiced. It was the science and technology also that came from the Nile Valley that cannot be disputed at all. At all. Ain't no motherfucking doubt about it. And it's shocking that people, because they, a lot of people not out here on that level, teaching on that level. When we had a lot of the master teachers out here, then you was getting some exquisite shit. That was a hell of a time to have that many masterful teachers out here on this platform like that. Them motherfuckers didn't even come out. You didn't hear none of these niggas nowhere. Period. None of them. They ass wasn't, you couldn't even hear nothing coming out of these niggas. You see what I'm saying? It was the Pan-African community was putting heavy weight, you understand, beat down. on all that shit. You couldn't say nothing because you had 100 damn scholars out here of exquisite level of presentation and depth and knowledge, have been doing it for 50, 60 goddamn years. A nigga on the corner couldn't say shit. These niggas out here on the motherfucking the internet couldn't say shit. You see, they didn't say shit, and that's a fact. They wait after they pass, and then you want to pick a fight with an ancestor. How weak are you, nigga? How weak are you? When you had, it's something different. You understand? If you didn't have a chance. Many of y'all had a chance. Motherfucker, all you did was venerate, nigga, or stay out of the way. That's all you did. Venerate or stay out of the way. I had to get on a couple niggas. Tried to talk down on Dr. John Henry Clark. He know who the fuck I'm talking about. And nigga had an opportunity to say something while he was here and say he wish he could have asked, Dr. John Henry Clark, why he used the term African. Nigga, you had all the fucking ample time in the world to ask Dr. John Henry Clark that question, but you would have got your ass ragdoll. So you understand. And when it was time for you to be man enough to step your ass up there and ask that question, you didn't ask no question. You stayed silent. And so now these niggas want to come after but still the baby's going, they're going to come back. You see what I'm saying? Just like everything has a resurrection. They ain't even gone. You understand? Once they get a hold and taste that them real scholars, they going to give you niggas up. It's only going to be so long for you niggas on, as far as being visible out there. That shit going to falter, because anytime you lying, and good and goddamn well you lying, you don't have no extensive research or, as a historian or none of that, nigga. I know, because I know you, nigga. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to be 100. I know you. You see, when I was already busting ass, nigga, you wasn't nowhere to be seen, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You wasn't nowhere around. Most of these niggas wasn't nowhere around. Then I seen all the birth of these niggas. I seen when they was born. You see, I held them niggas in my, like little babies and shit. You understand? When they came out, I looked at them and said, okay, here come another one. You feel what I'm saying? So they can't say that about me. I can say that about them. Seen all of them. And I seen the level and depth of your knowledge when you came out. You see what I'm saying? You was nothing, nigga. I'm just going to be 100. You was nothing. Now all of a sudden, in a short amount, all you a sudden you know something. Yeah. Well, who your teacher? I always ask these niggas, who your teacher? You got to have a teacher. You can't come out of nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Who is your motherfucking teacher? Where did you get this information from? You see, and when motherfuckers get to talking about they own goddamn teacher, nigga, you done stole, you done made it up. That's all it is to it. You done stole, you done goddamn made it up. Okay. Now let's get into because this is a video actually of Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, and let me go on and get him in here. When he was down there, in Mexico, he visited the museum. By the time I went, the man was dead. You see what I'm saying? He was dead by the time I got there. If he wasn't dead, I don't think the museum was open, because I would have most definitely got to it. Anyway, let me get this video in here. Now, this is the thing. I hope that the sound kick in. Y'all gonna have to let me know if the sound kick in. Yeah, Robert Bruval. Yeah. I seen he got a hell of a presentation too. He's still a Neanderthal. You understand what I'm saying? He's still a Neanderthal, but he got a hell of a presentation. You see what I'm saying? He pay homage. You see what I'm saying? He pay homage. You feel me? Believe that. And so long as he, and he give, but a lot of them, they still, they can't, it's hard for them, it's hard for them still, even though a lot of them know the truth, it still be hard for them to accept the fact, you know what I'm saying, that it's us, you feel me? They had to bow down. But let me put this in here. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this now, because I don't know. I might have to I might have to download it. You see what I'm saying? I might have to download it. But if not, you know what I'm saying? I'll just let the visual play and I'll put my own audio behind it. Okay. Fuck it. I'll just go out. I'll just go out because I want y'all to get the most of the visual. Okay. Do y'all hear the visual? Let me pause that. Let me come back to that. Yeah, that's just one of the pieces. You couldn't hear it? Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. What I could do is I could try to download it right quick. Let me see if I can download it right quick. Let me see if I can download it right quick. But y'all getting a view. Now, that's one of them extreme types. You see what I'm saying? Motherfucker could see that a mile away. That ain't nobody. You could look at them damn lips. You see what I'm saying? The features and shit. You could tell that's an African. Ain't no doubt about it. You see? Let me get it in here. I think I could download it right quick. Hold on. Yeah, it's downloading pretty fast. So I'll get it in there so y'all can hear it. So they've already known. But the things is, see, Dr. Ivan Van Sertelman, man, them guys, man, they found some of the exact goddamn same statues and artifacts in Africa. This is what's killing it. Not just that they found them, goddamn it, they find exact types on the other side of the damn water. That's what shut motherfuckers up, man. We ain't got no time to be playing with these motherfuckers. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Let me get it in here. Okay, that's okay. I seen it drop right there. Bingo. Bingo.
This civilization occurs in the Gulf Coast of Mexico. When we speak of Mexico, however, you must get it very clear in your mind that we're not speaking of the shrunken Mexico of today. We speak of Mexico when it was the very core and heart of the Olmec world.
Let me see where it is.
That for a long centuries,
Indiana is a state.
Okay, here you
And the
go.
people in Tabasco painted.
to examine
Here we
closely
go.
at leisure all the pieces in that collection. It is a priceless collection, and many of you have raised the question which must be pursued: what will happen when von Wuthenau, who is now 84, dies? What will happen to a collection which is of tremendous significance for us, blacks throughout the third world? Because the likelihood is, as has
Look at
happened in
that.
previous centuries, the
Let me
likelihood
go
is,
back.
make no mistake that
When this motherfucker go back, it go over
who
all
is
the
now
way back.
84 dies. What will happen to a collection which is of tremendous significance for us, blacks throughout the third world?
Look at that. Look at that. He look like that motherfucker off of Fat Albert. The motherfucker be like, ba-bee. That motherfucker look like the guy off of Fat Albert. You see what I'm saying? And so they already know what that is, man. You see what I'm saying? They already know what that is. And see, that's why they, you should try to get that book. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of that damn book. Because the guy, the white boy Wuthenau took he had pictures and shit where he had, some professionals come in and take, pictures of his whole fucking his collection. You see what I'm saying? So I'm most definitely, I don't know how much it costs. They probably trying to charge a motherfucker a fucking, you understand what I'm saying? Ain't no telling how much they trying to charge to get that goddamn book, but I'm gonna get the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, we understand indigenous and what it means. Okay, yeah, we indigenous meaning, yeah, we were the first people in the land, but indigenous does not, you understand, you can't just keep saying you indigenous to a land that your genetics could not produce. I mean, the land could not produce your genetics. You see what I'm saying? We was first in the land. That's what need, because that's what's fucking niggas up. When people get to saying that they indigenous, that mean they don't have no allegiance to the motherland. You see what I'm saying? And I just went over that this land mass could not produce the genetic makeup of African people. So I don't understand. For me, I can't use that term. I just say first in the land. We the first people in the land. Nobody beat us here. Which gives us all the rights of somebody that was indigenous. But to keep people from running away from the source, you have to say what it is. You got to separate indigenous from first people of the land, which is totally different. This land mass could not produce the deep melanin, woolly hair of our people. Period. We got to quit saying that without making understanding. You know what I'm saying? Without making understanding of what that our people is came from Africa, because a lot of people out here is saying that they indigenous and they're saying that they have no connection to Africa. And so within this, all of these groups out here just saying indigenous without clarifying that our native or our conception, we talking about our conception, our genesis. You see what I'm saying? Is in the tropical zone, is in Africa. You see, and I will keep stressing that so that we don't get away from that. That's what a lot of people keep stressing today, and we have to clarify that. All right.
Because the likelihood is, as has happened in previous centuries, the likelihood is that all of these marvelous pieces which we have seen, and which we have not yet had time to photograph completely and to preserve, may disappear. Von Wuthenau has, in addition to these little sculptures, he has a catalog of everything he has. Brilliant photographs taken by several professionals over the years.
She is apparently the director of
Look at
the
that.
dancing group.
You can
And
tell
this is
by
a
the hair.
man and his features are Totonac. They're not Negroid, but they paint them with chapapote, so it is a warrior who is black. That is also an atavismo.
When they do that, see, now that was a Indian type. You see what I'm saying? But he paint his face because he in awe of the old Mac. He in awe of the old Mac. He knows. You see, the thing is, like today, you got black people who idolize white. They worship white. They see white as divine. Back then, it was the opposite. It was the opposite. So, you know, they saw black as divine. And so they saw the Olmec and the ancient Egyptians as being the primordials. They saw them as being the preeminent. You see, priests and scholars of the ancient world, they deified them. And so just today, like motherfuckers want to be white, and they'll take goddamn and they'll paint, and they'll dye bleach their skin white. They was in the reverse. They would put black on their face to emulate the divinity of the Olmec. Okay, which I've already taught long before this guy even said something about it.
The Olmecs were black.
You're saying that the Olmec people themselves were black?
No, but this one certainly was black. You see, you can't see. And here is the proof for it. It's one of the best proofs I have. This is a figure made that is between the Olmecan period and the Totonacan period. Transition.
You see that head?
And this is an Olmec sculpture.
You see that head? Yeah, I stopped it right there. Yeah, that just you can see so for anybody that's clear, that's an African face. Ain't no America, ain't nothing in existence, man. Motherfuckers got to quit trying to co-op shit and rename shit. You know what I'm saying? And he said that the statue had tar on it. You see what I'm saying? That was to signify, even on the lips, they had tar on it to signify that, he had black skin, deep, he was black. You see what he was black. You feel what I'm saying? So they didn't want no misunderstanding.
And to be black, they covered it with tar. You see, it's a stone head, but it's covered with this tar. So not only the features and the thick lips come out primitive, but it is made black. This piece was put on the cover of
See, and I'm gonna tell you why, let me tell you why I say, why even when you say native, you see what I'm saying? At the root, when I listen to me when I say this, and I understand that the definition has been extended. You see what I'm saying? It has been extended, but not just for us, for them, because they also say that they was first in the land a lot of times. And so if they can say they first in the land, and being first in the land could mean indigenous, then that means that they could act as indigenous usurpers in a lot of people's land. People don't understand that. They say they was first in a lot of places. They say you wasn't here. So if indigenous could also mean the first people of the land, then you see they could usurp the goddamn rights of the land. But when you look at indigenous, genius, gene, you see indigenous, gene, indigenous, genus. That means it's based on the ability to in your gene that this land mass, this environment is the type of environment that would produce you. Native mean natural. You natural to this area. You see what I'm saying? That's the key definition. You see what I'm saying? And so, the other definitions was attached to it. But natural native is natural. You see, somebody that's native to a land is natural to that land. So we are natural to the tropics. We are our gene, you understand, which I went over, our skin, that's UV and heat. You understand, our hair is produced to protect us from extreme heat and UV. You see what I'm saying? Cool us all, protect our skull and cranium from that damn sunlight. So when you look at our genetics, the genetics of who we are, you see, are, created in a tropical environment. So, I always say nobody was here before we was here. That's not enough for people. Because you know why it's not? Because they got ulterior motives, man. They don't want to be connected to Africa. That's why they use it. So I make sure I clarify myself when I say, and I don't even really say it. You understand what I'm saying? I say we first in the land. And a lot of people know what that means, but that's not good enough for them. You see, because they trying to say they indigenous because they trying to separate themselves from Africa. And that's why, I clarify myself when I do that.
Revista in Mexico in March, and shows you that another colossal...
Yo, you dropped that right in there, bro. Chris, you put that in there, originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. That's powerful right there. Where you get that definition from? Yeah, that's powerful. That's speaking directly. That's right. Originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. That's a powerful definition. That's what the fuck you need to say. Yep, that's right there is what you put in is the right fucking definition. Right there. Boom. Boom. That shut shit down. Woo. That's a bad motherfucker. Where you get that definition from? Google, you Googled it? Okay, good. I'm going to Google that motherfucker my goddamn self. I'm going to get that damn, that's the definition you need right there because it's occurring naturally. There's going to be no goddamn highly melanated, woolly haired being that's going to occur naturally in a land that can't even get a UV over goddamn 5. You see what I'm saying? Okay, let's finish this.
Found in Mexico, which has not been, in my opinion, I don't know where it is. It's never exhibited. I wonder if they really have excavated it. Of course, you see these, there is the item that the people in Tabasco, Tabasco is one of the provinces here. I mean, one of the states, the state, just as Louisiana is a state. And the people in Tabasco don't want it to disappear from their place to Mexico City. And there are frictions between the Instituto de Antropología and the state, you see. And that's why I don't know if they've done in the state something about it. In any case,
I think they got it. They got it up out of there. They got that up out of there.
But it is 100%.
I think they left it in Tabasco, but they got it up out the ground.
I wish we could get it out and get some...
The choice of archaeological sites to link all that we have seen together as
well, I think that ends that particular where, but if you could get to, his name is Alexander von Wuthenau, okay, and you spell that Wuthenau. Let me put that in there. Alexander. Let me put that in there for y'all. Alexander von Wuthenau. Bingo. Put it in there for you. Alexander von Wuthenau. You can look him up and see if you can get, a whole, if you Google him, they'll show you some of his pictures. You see what I'm saying? But, again, of course, if you were, I got to have the originals and shit. You see what I'm saying? I can't be having that'll do if you can't get your hands on it until then. But most definitely, if it was a book that you need to have in your collection, that book is most definitely the pictorial book. And I heard that, you know, you got, you know, I heard shit, it might cost $1,000 and shit or more at this time. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to try to keep it out of the hands of black people. But it's some black people out here drop that shit down. You see what I'm saying? They'll drop it down. I'll drop it down. You feel what I'm saying? To get a hold to it. But anyway, appreciate y'all coming out, family. Just stay with me. We're gonna have a presentation. We're gonna be it's gonna be more visual. The general is gonna get in the in the general mode for real. We're gonna be on Patreon broadcasting on YouTube, and you're gonna get that work. You're gonna see how the general get down. I'm gonna give you a taste of. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all click the link. Patreon, kingseti.com, and get a video a thumbs up, like it, you know, because you love it. Make sure you subscribe, family. Subscribe, and if you're not haven't already subscribed, make sure you, before you get off of here, you click that subscribe button, and I'll be right black. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.